What we have to do is we need truly courageous moral leadership in our country today in every area. We need to reassess the true role of the federal government in terms of its expansiveness and how we've taken decision-making away from state, we've taken decision-making away from county governments and our school boards, and we're making all those decisions in Washington. And some are good and some aren't good, but the fact is it's a highly inefficient way to run our cities and states, and it's impacting us negatively, both from a financial standpoint, but also from a policy standpoint. I would end by saying this. There is not a problem in front of this country we can't solve. We can solve it. The question is whether or not Washington will listen to the people in terms of their own personal experience of living life and saying, you know, life isn't always a bed of roses. Sometimes we have to do tough things to change the outcome. And the heritage of our nation has been one generation has sacrificed to create opportunity for the next. And that's what we need to get back to. And that's what we need our leadership stressing. And we need to measure everything with a metric. And we need to say, is it effective? And if it's not, we need to get rid of it. And is it efficient? And if it's not, we need to improve. But we no longer can afford what has happened in the last 2 years. The federal government has grown 29% in the last 2 years. At that rate, it will double every 4.5 to 5 years. Can't happen. So when you hear a promise to say, well, everything but defense and homeland security will freeze, well, you're freezing at a third bigger than what it was 2 years ago. Our budget deficit right now is twice the size of the total federal government was in 1998. That's just the deficit. So you can see there's plenty of blame to lie with Republican administrations and Democrat. It's not about party. It's about the careerism and the elitism and the arrogance of Washington not doing what they're sent up there to do. And so I'm probably the least liked senator in Washington, and I like that doesn't come with any prizes, but I know what I believe, and I'm not afraid to stand up for it, and it's okay if I lose an election over it, because I'm not going to go up there and do something other than what I know is the best long-term right thing for our country. So if that costs me votes, or if that costs consternation of my peers, or if that gets me lots of negative blogs, I'm okay with that. The fact is our children and grandchildren are worth people making sacrifices today. So with that, we're going to take questions. If there's no question that's off limit,